Hello and welcome to this tutorial where you learn how to create your own Mailcow server with Docker and a Hetzner Cloud Server for your own private emails. It's, if you like self-hosted, it's a must-have to have your own server hosted. But you need to think over it because it needs much RAM on your server. Here we have 6 gigabit per 5 to 10 users. It's really much. If you have a small server with like 1 domain or 2 domains and 3 to 4 mailboxes, it's okay, but if you use it in a bigger company, you need to scale up your server to a really big server, and it's then not really, how do I say it, cost effective for bigger companies, I think. So, to start, we create an Hetzner server with the latest Ubuntu version and an AMD chip in this particular case, but you can also use an ARM46 Ampere chip. It's also working. We create one, and the server will be created in the background, and we copy the IP and go into our Cloudflare or your DNS provider of choice, and we create a subdomain. We use mail and let it go to this IP address, and we click on save. And now we also need a subdomain for auto discover. I think it's a CNAME. It's also documented on the page, like here. You need auto discover into this IP address. Oh no, in the subdomain of the server, right? Yes, there's the email with the server. Perfect. We will go to this in a moment. And we also need an autoconfig into this subdomain, also as CNAME, I think. It's right, a CNAME, or yes. And save. And we create an MX record into this with the priority of 10. There's the missing add. So, this is the minimal DNS configuration you need to have. You can also setting up your other reports like the SPF records, the DKIMF report, but we will do it later. And you can also use the advanced configuration, like you take the SFV, and we will do this also later. We will start to install the server. We need our IP address, and we got an email with the login and some other information. So here we have the email, you have your password and your root login over here. You type in root and password and connect to it. Now we wait a moment and it's connected, perfect. And we will need to change our password. Okay, for this we copy the old one and create a new one. Okay, we have not matched the password. Perfect. It's all time the same. Why I don't get it right? I hate it. Every time if I take a video and I type in the password, I will get it wrong. I will have it wrong again. Oh, I've not wrong. Perfect. It's worked like on the 7 times. I don't know. So now we go and install Mailcow. It's really very easy process. You first need to install Docker. We copy this code and paste it over here. The documentation is very good. You will learn if you have any questions. The documentation is perfect. They have good forums, or you can ask in description, and I hope I can help you a little bit. So now we are waiting to the server installation, and we have everything is documented here. So it's installing. It's done installing Docker, perfect, and we copy this for our Ubuntu system. Everything is installed, perfect. Now we need to install Docker Compose, we have done it with this code, and we have some other things we don't need to set up here. Now we can show umask to show if our system is working. If it shows this number, everything is okay. Now we cd and also go into directory opt, and we get the Git repository, and we go into the Git repository. And now we need only to run the generate config, and it's asking you some questions like how is your mail server host name? Is the host name that we have set up here? It's mail and your domain. So, and we need to etc utc. I always forgot how exactly it is spelled, but there's a good list from SAP, I think. Yes, it's from SAP. And you can search here for Germany or your country where you are in. We have Europe, Berlin. It's the nearest location from here. We copy it and paste it over here. Now we want to use the master branch. We don't want to have some debug informations or some other stuff. And it's also check if our IP is in some spam house or some other lists for spam emails, so your emails don't get sent if it's in these lists. You can remove your IP from there, or the easiest thing is to get another IP address in Hetzner. So now we have our config, we can look at it, but we don't need to do it right now, and we only need to run docker compose and docker pull. Now we see much container starting. We have the Nginx web server, some other stuff, the MySQL database, and we are waiting a moment, and then we can go to our port we have chosen here. So it needs some time until the container started. Oh, it's still pulling, okay. At the first time it needs some time, but if you do it often on the server, like restart or make an update, it's very fast. You don't need to wait so long every time. And now, when we are on our Mailcow system, we can use the credentials admin and mu as a standard login, because the name Mailcow, they have chosen this funny password. So one container is still starting. Sometimes they need a little bit longer, but we can already log in. We use admin and the password I mentioned earlier. And now we are in our Mailcow system. We have some basic information here, like the kernels. It's in German right now because I am from Germany, so in English. In English, yeah, okay. We have the memory over here, and we have our containers running over here. Or we can also restart it here if we have some errors, like no SSL certificate or some other things happened. You can restart it here. I think we have an error in the time zone. We can check it by going to the how's the name? Mailcow config. So where is our time zone there? It's too much words over here, and we can restart the containers. Needs some time, it's recreating it, everything, and then it's running. You can choose some other options into the file, like if you have an external database, you can type it in there, but it's recommended to use the database on the system. Like you have faster response time and things like that. So are you restarting? I think it's still restarting. It's all times this really need some time more. Okay, it's stopping and recreating, perfect. So what we have to do now? Now if our Mailcow is restarted, I hope. No, it's still restarting. Perfect. don't know why it takes so long right now. It's the unbound container. It's also we needed some time over here, right? Okay. So now we can log in with the same login. Now, was it Moo or Moo? It was this. Perfect. Admin and so. So now we are back in the system and this is fixed. And we also have no SSL certificate right now. We need to check it, and we can create under configuration. We have our domains. We can add a domain. I will use the domain I use here in the server also. We have some settings over here, like a template we can create. We have maximal alias. That's if you create an alias for your domain, it's like an extra email address if you have a mailbox. We have some other information here like the space and the selector for the DKIM key. We set it also in the DNS settings, and we need to add domain and restart Sogo. Sogo is the webmail for this tool. Please wait. Okay, it needs some time, I think. Yeah. And now we can check under DNS if we have set any DNS entries. If you have this error over here, it's very easily fixable. We will copy this, go into our Hetzner server under networking, and we will edit the reverse DNS to go to our domain and our mail server. So next time this error would not be shown. So now we need to create our DKIM key. It's also easy. You create a new record, txt, with this ending, and you copy this whole code into here and save it. And now you have your minimal mail configuration. We also need a DMRC policy and a SPF record we created also. And you can also create a TCP auto recover, and it's everything documented over here. So here you can click on and you will see the SPF syntax, how you want to set up it. It's a little bit complicated, you can read into it. I mostly use the standard thing, like I created txt and for everything, and it's SPF 1 mxr minus all. I think that's working. I hope so. So, and we also want to create a DMRC rule. I will also use the normal standard thing from Mailcow. It's in the documentation. And we will change our email here to admin at this domain. So, and we need to remove all this and can save it now. So we want to create a mailbox for our domain to use it. So we can add a mailbox. We name it, I've created the admin right now. We name it admin and create a strong password or generate some password over here on the button. You can set up some settings over here and we edit. Now we have created a Mailcow mailbox. You have also the resources over here. I don't use it as much. I think you can create some rooms, but I don't use this, but I use the alias. If you want to get any email in your main account, you can create an this domain and then use the domain where you want to grow your emails to, and we can edit. And we see it's a catch-all domain, so it's catch every other email and get it into your mail box. So, and we also can create alias domains. I don't use this, also not so often. So we will log into our webmail with our first mailbox we have created. We use the mailbox and the strong password we have choose. Okay, password is wrong perfect. Sometimes it's because the Mailcow server not restarted this is Sogo container, but we can do it manually on the here. We need to tap restart, and normally it should be restarting. Now it's only loading, perfect. Restart now. And now the container will restart, and after this we normally can log in into our Sogo container. Okay, it stopped and it should be restarting. I hope so. So, perfect. We use again our email we have created and the password. I hope I have... No, I have a typo in the password, I think. No. We need to change our password. I don't know what I have typed in, but not the right. So, we edit it over here. And we want to change the password. I have changed the password, perfect. So, and we are logged in into our webmail. You will see the entry for our emails over here. It's also in German. But I can change, hopefully, there. In English, yes. And we need to reload. Perfect. We have our settings, we have our calendar, we have our address book, we have our email, everything inside here. And we also get 2 emails, like your personal calendar was created into your address book. And we can also write some emails. So for the first email, I use mail tester to check if our email is it's good configured. We name it tests, and we also type test into here. And we check for the number we will get on our first email we have created. It takes sometimes. 10 from 10. Our email is mostly getting to the person we have sent it. It's working perfect. So I can also show you how to set up like on your smartphone. You can log in over here, and if you have an Apple smartphone, an iPhone, you can download your Apple connection profile here and set it up with a password, or you can show the configuration guide for other tools like your Windows Mail or Microsoft Outlook, or you can show the manual configuration with your IMAP and IMAP server. It's also working, and I don't have any problems with it until today. So that's everything I can. One thing I want to show you is your firewall. I strongly recommend you to create a firewall for your Mailcow server. I have created also already one with some ports we need to use. I will write everything down in the comments so you can use it also. I don't think I can. No, I cannot get it to you, but I will write you every port and everything you need to make accessible here in the config, so in the description, so you can use it for your own server to save it, and so now other ports can be accessed and can misused for some bad things. Yeah, security is always very, very good on mail servers. Sometimes you have very specific data on your mail server you don't want to have onto other people. So that's everything I can show you today. The mail server is working. We can send emails from it, and we can send emails to it. And I hope you find this video information. You find the information in this video good, and you understand everything I have done into this video. And if you need some help, you can ask in the comments or in the Mailcow forum. It's very good for help. And yeah, I wish you a good day, a good night, and keep coding.